One. Hi everyone, I'm Christine Jossi from Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you some simple stamping with this new cute fruit stamp set. It is found in the new beginner's brochure, and in this brochure, which is for beginners so much less intimidating, this big one, are a few projects and products to make you or to help you learn how to stamp before being overwhelmed. So there's a couple of stamp sets here. This is the one we're going to use. I'll just go through it quickly. If you are interested in a brochure, a beginner's brochure, I'm happy to mail one to you. So you just send me your name and your address and I will get that out to you. But we're going to focus for this little video here on this fruit set, which I loved. My daughter did for her AP art class. She did a whole series of fruit collages and paintings and so forth, and she started off with the bananas, and I'll try to post some pictures because they're really awesome. So anyways, it spoke to me. So I loved these cards here, and so in another video I kind of showed you this box I made with this set, but what I just want to show you quickly, and then I'm going to stamp 2 cards just to show you how easy it is, but how fun the cards are, is you just use the stamps. You can make patterns, make little fruit salads, little different melons and oranges and slices. And I did stamp the envelopes on all of them too. Here's the melon one, and a fun little, so what I did here, here's my envelope. They made a tag, and I just made it a little bit bigger into a card. So no cutting, no taping. It's all just quick stamps. Oh, and the other thing I'll show you while I have this out is it gives you like a little supply list to make all these. But I wanted to point out that these little inks, they're called ink spots. If you don't want to invest right away in the regular size ink pads, you can get these little ink spots. They're the exact same ink, they're just much smaller. Here's the size difference. But it gets you a feel of to know the color. So this is an assortment. You get 2, 4, 6, 8 colors that you can do all these fruit. So that's in the beginner's brochure, but I also want to show you it is located in the regular catalog too, on page 147. Here they are, number 21, and they're $24. You can also use re-inkers. The same re-inkers we use to ink the regular pads, you can use on these ones. They come sealed, so you just use, the videos they say fingernails, I could never do it. I had to use scissors or an X-Acto knife. But the only thing is they're pretty loose. There's no, like, these are pretty tight, whereas these are not. So what I like to do is I take washi tape or rubber bands and I tape them closed, so that will kind of, you don't want them to dry out. You can re-ink them, of course, but you know, you don't want them to dry out. The other thing is sometimes I store them upside down because the ink will sink to the top, and that kind of works with that format too with the other ones. And this one I labeled Rich Razzleberry, just so you know kind of what colors they are. So just an option if you didn't want to get all the big colors at first. So I'm going to show you 2 cards. They're going to do, where'd they go? The banana one and the pineapple. Go on the bottom. I lose them. Here they are. We're going to do these 2 cards. One I'm going to do using the clear blocks, and one I'm going to do with using the Stamparatus, just to show you both ways. So we're going to start with the banana. And these are photopolymer stamps, which, you know, you can kind of see how see-through that they are, and they're really thin. So a lot of times I use a foam pad. It's funny that they didn't think people were using the foam pads as much, and so they took them out of the catalog, and they said you can use the, I actually meant to bring it up here. It's an extra piece that goes with a Stamparatus. And it's number 4 here. It's that gridded piece, which is the foam. It's slightly a little thinner, but that works. But there was a huge call for it, so they put these back. They're just not in the catalog, but they are available. They're only $5, but they're a nice foam pad. So I will put that information up there for you. I like to cover mine with paper because if you get ink on it, it's not a big deal, but it will transfer onto your paper. So I just tape paper onto mine. Okay, so I'm gonna use, actually I'm gonna use a smaller block because sometimes if you use a bigger block, you'll get ink where you don't want it. These are kind of the most sizes of the blocks, so that's why I brought this out here. I wanted to show you. Here in the catalog are all the blocks. I rarely use this one, that's F. I don't use I very often. In E, I don't use too often either. Once in a while, like for like the Peony set, that's a bigger one, so I do use it. I hardly ever use F, it's huge, and I really don't use the I one. But the other ones I do use. Okay. But for now, we're just going to use the A and the C, I think it's called. We're going to use Daffodil Delight to do our banana. And then these are note cards and envelopes. You get 20 envelopes and 20 note cards in the package. I think it's $7. It's one of the best values in the catalog. They come pre-scored, so you don't have to cut, you don't have to score. Really, so that's why, one of the reasons this is such a great card for a beginner. All right, so we're just going to stamp our banana. I don't know if you can see, that's why I got ink on the corner. That's why I kind of did the smaller block. And I'm just going to make a little pattern. If you don't like that ink there, you can use a napkin or something, or this is called a simple chamois. You just kind of clear it off. And I'm going to turn my banana upside down. Actually, before I do that, hold on. I'm going to, this is tiny, so don't lose it. It's the top of the banana. So I'm going to place that there and there. Okay. So now I'm going to do my banana upside down. I'm just going to go right over. I'll start there, and then I'll kind of do my pattern. And you see why this is why I put the paper there, so it just kind of catches it. I'm going to do my, I'm going to turn this upside down so I do it in the right direction, that top of that banana again. And then we'll go back where we were, just repeating the same pattern. And then we'll do our top again. Okay, so there are our bananas. Just gonna clean this off because I'm gonna reuse this block, the smiley faces. So where's my sample? I used 2 different smiley faces. There's 3 actually that come in the set. There's this one, and the mustache one. Just be warned, like this, one of them is teeny tiny. It's actually not there because it stuck itself. I'm gonna show a picture. It stuck itself to a stamp pad, and it was missing for a little while. So they are, you know, they are sticky and they can get lost. So just kind of know where they are. So I'll do the mustache one. I brought Gorgeous Grape because it's part of that little pack. I suppose the gray was too, but I was going to try it in the purple because I thought the purple and yellow are complementary colors, so I thought it might look really nice. Yeah, it just kind of pops up. So I'm just going to kind of do every other. I'll just wash that off. Put that back and grab the other smiley face. And you can do whatever pattern you want. I was just kind of copying that one in the brochure. Nothing wrong with copying what already was created. And then we'll just put, there's a tiny little smile. Make sure I have it in the right direction. There we go. Smile. And then I always like to put things on the inside. So I'm just going to have that go off a little bit. And I'll just do this one different. I'll put smile down there too. So there you go. And then I just don't want to make this video too long. I had done the back of my envelope too. So you can just repeat the pattern on your envelope on the front or the back. Super easy, very fun. I think anybody would like to get the Fun Banana Smile card. All right, so let me show you the pineapple card. I'm going to show you that with a Stamparatus. So the Stamparatus and the blocks are kind of interchangeable. If you have the blocks, you don't necessarily need the Stamparatus, although you can do a whole lot of other things with the Stamparatus. But I just want to show you just the simple stamping with it. All right, so we're going to need our pineapple pieces and this one. Okay, so here's the sample. Put the purple away. All right, so the Stamparatus comes with a couple of things. It comes with 2 magnets. One's like they're already stored here. I have one just kind of sitting on here. This is attached. It comes with 2 plates like this, and you can use, don't mind the mess, I have to clean them. You can use both sides, and one goes there and one goes there. And so it kind of creates, like, instead of the blocks, that's what it does. So I'm just going to use 1 plate right now. It also comes with this foam piece. So remember I said with the photopolymer, you kind of need that foam because it makes it, I'm just looking for, this is like the red rubber stamps. So you have this red rubber and there's foam kind of already built into it. So the photopolymer is much thinner because it doesn't have that built-in foam. So we're just going to use this for it. And the magnets still work on top of it. So you just put that on top. We're going to use those same note cards. And so I'm going to just kind of put my magnet on top. I'm actually, for this one, going to use both magnets. So careful with both magnets. You really don't want them near each other because they'll instantly attract and they will break. So just be careful. Okay, so set that up. My paper's not going anywhere. And I want my pineapple. I'm going to put it down first. Like that. And then I'm going to close that. So my pineapple stamp is going to stick to the plate. And I'm going to ink up. And this sometimes is really nice with the little ink spots because you won't get your plate all messy. So that's nice. But generally, when you still get ink on your plate, it won't transfer onto your paper. So that's where I want my pineapple to be. Press down. There we go. You can either, actually, I'm going to wash it off anyways. You just take your chamois and you wash it off. If I wanted to leave it there, if I wanted to do multiples, I'm just going to flip my plate to the other side. And then I'm going to take my top. So it's called like a stamp positioning tool. So this is kind of the beauty of it. So I want my stamp to go right there. I'm going to push that down. Sometimes with the polymer, it kind of sticks to the paper, but I had purple ink on the other side. I didn't know that. Just ignore that. I'm going to take the Granny Apple Green, ink that up. So you see how I got the ink by mistake on the plate? It really doesn't transfer onto the paper. So that's a good thing because sometimes when you use the blocks, it does. So that's a great thing. And you also see how it's lined up really nicely. And that's because I lined it up before I put the ink on it. And then I'm just going to move my magnet over. I'm even going to leave that there. I want my words to go right here. Actually, I'm going to leave that there because it doesn't matter because it's already on top. I'm going to, and sometimes if you ink, you stamp and it doesn't ink good enough, you can re-ink it and do it again because it's the exact same place. So that's a good thing too. Ink up the words. And there we go. I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. Okay, so that's how you use the Stamparatus, but a simple card, but really nice. And then I put just a little pineapple topper on here in the envelope. I did like that. Okay, so I just try not to make this too long. I tend to talk and get long videos. But that is the Cute Fruit set. And I had made all these fun cards that were really addictive. And I really just copied them right from the brochure. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I will post some of the supplies and the colors that I use. But really, they're all right. Lost the page. They're all really right here. Okay, thank you. This is Christine Josty at Mail Something Pretty. Bye-bye.